Hola amigos! Welcome back to our story, Polar Bears Past Bedtime, Magic Treehouse numero 12 by Mary Pope Osborne. Here in my backyard, we're going to read the last two chapters. Do you remember what happened in Capítulo 8? How did it end? That's right, mush! Do you remember? Where were they mushing to? Back to the treehouse, because that's right, they solved the riddle. And what was the riddle about? The polar bear masks. Sí. So Capítulo 9 is called Oh No, One More. Página 57, 57. By the time the dog sled arrived at the treehouse, the snowstorm had become a blizzard. "Can you wait a minute?" Jack said to the seal hunter, "so we can check something?" The hunter nodded. His dog whined as Jack and Annie climbed through the treehouse window. Jack grabbed the scroll that held the riddle. He unrolled it. The riddle was gone. In its place was a shimmering word, mask. "We did it," said Annie. "The treehouse will take us home now." "Great," said Jack. "Let's say goodbye to the seal hunter and give him back his clothes." They quickly pulled off their sealskin clothing and their boots. "Thanks for letting us borrow these," Jack called through the window. The seal hunter walked to the treehouse and took the clothes from Jack and Annie. They stood shivering in their pajamas and bare feet. "Thanks for everything," said Annie, her teeth chattering. The seal hunter gave them a wave. He walked through the swirling snow to his sled. "Mush!" he shouted. The dogs took off through the stormy night. "Let's get out of here," said Jack. He hugged himself. "Before we freeze to death." Annie grabbed the Pennsylvania book that always took them home. She pointed to the picture of Frog Creek Woods. "I wish we could go there," she said. They waited for the treehouse to start spinning, but nothing happened. Jack shivered. "I wish we could go there," Annie said again. Still, nothing happened. "What's going on?" said Jack. He looked around the treehouse. The 4 scrolls with the solved riddles were in the corner. Then he saw a 5th scroll. "Where did that come from?" he said. Jack grabbed it and unrolled it. On it were the words, "Look at the letters. The first, not the rest. Discover the place that you love best." "Oh no," said Annie, "another riddle." Okay. Let's try to stay calm," Jack said, shivering. "Let's look at the letters. The first, not the rest. Okay, the first letters in the riddle are L-A-T-L-T. L-A-T-L-T. Lat-lut. "That doesn't make sense," Annie broke in. Icy winds battered the treehouse. Snow blew inside. "We have to hurry," said Annie. Jack was freezing. He looked around wildly. Letters, what letters?" His gaze rested on the scrolls in the corner. "Maybe we look at the letters of the answers," he said. "Right. Said Annie, and they began unrolling the scrolls. The scroll from their adventure under the ocean said, do you remember? Oyster. The scroll from their trip to the Wild West said echo. The scroll from their journey to Africa, do you remember that one? What was it? Honey. And their scroll from the Arctic said, what was it? Mask. Oyster, echo, honey, mask, said Jack. The first letters are O-E-H-M. O-E-H-M. You see that? O-E-H-M. O-E-H-M. That doesn't make sense either, said Annie. Yes, okay, maybe we have to unscramble them, said Jack. They could spell hamo or meho or home. Do you see the word home? Ha-ome. Ha-ome. Home, that's the place we love best. Jack unrolled the fifth scroll again. The riddle was gone. In its place was one shimmering word. Home. Yay, cried Annie. She grabbed the Pennsylvania book. I wish we could go home, home, home. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Chapter 10. Oh, the last chapter. It's called Master Librarians. It's on page 66. Warm air washed over Jack. It felt wonderful. You have succeeded in your quest, said a soft, soothing voice. Are you glad to be home? Jack opened his eyes. It was Morgan Le Fay in the moonlight. Yes, he said. We solved all our riddles, said Annie. Indeed, said Morgan. You have proved that you can find answers to very hard questions. She reached into the folds of her robe and took out 2 thin pieces of wood. A magic library card for each of you, she said. She gave one to Annie and one to Jack. Wow, Jack said, feeling the card. The wooden card was thin and smooth as an ordinary library card. On its surface shimmered the letters M and L. These are your Master Librarian cards, said Morgan. You are the newest members of the Ancient Society of Master Librarians. What do we do with them? Asked Jack. Take them on your future journeys, said Morgan. Only a very wise person or another Master Librarian will be able to see the letters. These are the people who can help you. It's a full moon. Ugh. Wow, said Annie. Can we go on a mission right now? Now you must go home and rest, said Morgan. I will come back for you soon. Jack and Annie put their secret cards into their pockets. Then Jack took the Arctic book out and put it away with the other books. Goodbye, he said. See you soon, Annie said to Morgan, and Morgan gave them a little wave. Jack and Annie climbed down the rope ladder. As soon as they stepped onto the dark ground, they heard a roar. They looked up. They saw a blur of wind and light high in the oak tree. Then all was silent. Morgan and her magic treehouse were gone. Jack reached for his magic library card. When he felt its tingly warmth, he knew that amazing adventures lie ahead. Let's go, he said. He turned on his flashlight. The woods don't feel scary like they did before, said Annie as she walked through the trees. I'm not afraid anymore. Me neither, said Jack. Hey, the darkness is like a mask, said Annie. Yes, said Jack. It hides in the day, but it brings out your courage. They came out of the woods. Jack saw their house in the distance. It looked warm and cozy. The porch light glowed. The moon shone overhead. Home, he whispered. Home, said Annie. She started running. Jack took off after her, running to the place they both loved the best. And And that's the end, friends. Oh, that was such a fun story. Polar Bears Past Bedtime. Thanks so much for joining me on this super fun adventure with Jack and Annie. It's always been such a delight to read for you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Hasta luego.